the line crackled. A breath held. And then, the familiar, unsettling sound that had haunted Adam Pearce for weeks. That chilling, anonymous ring. Tonight, however, the silence after the tone would be shattered. Because tonight, the mystery caller was finally, irrevocably, unmasked. Welcome, Apocalypse faithful, to a revelation that will shake the very foundations of WWE. For months, the WWE Universe has been buzzing. What started as a whisper, a fleeting rumor, quickly escalated into a full-blown saga dominating social media and backstage chatter. Adam Pearce, the stoic, often beleaguered general manager, had been receiving calls. Not just any calls, mind you. These were calls that seemed to know everything. Calls that predicted outcomes, hinted at betrayals, and even, on occasion, subtly guided Pearce's decisions, often to surprising success. But always, from an unknown number. The caller left no trace, no voice message, just the hang-up. A phantom presence, yet undeniably real. The speculation was rampant. Was it a disgruntled former superstar seeking a return? A power-hungry executive pulling strings from the shadows? Some even whispered of a supernatural entity, a spectral force influencing the very fabric of WWE. Pearce himself, a man known for his unflappable demeanor, had grown increasingly agitated. He'd slammed down phones, paced the hallways, and even publicly pleaded for the caller to reveal themselves. The pressure was immense. Every decision he made was scrutinized, every victory attributed to the Phantom. You hear about this? Pearce is losing his mind. Another call, apparently right before the main event last week. Yeah, and suddenly he changes the stipulation? It's wild. Who is this person? I heard it's Brock Lesnar, just messing with everyone. Nah, too subtle for Brock. Plus, Pearce would know that number. This is someone deep. Someone who knows the game. The tension was palpable. Every segment Pearce was in, fans would scan the background, looking for anyone suspicious. Every ringing phone backstage sent a ripple of anticipation through the live audience. The mystery wasn't just a storyline, it was a character unto itself, an invisible hand shaping the destiny of WWE. And then came last Friday night. It was a night of high stakes. A critical contract signing for an upcoming championship match. Tensions were already at a fever pitch. The two competitors, their animosity boiling over, were about to put pen to paper when the sound echoed through the arena, amplified by the stunned silence of the crowd. Every eye turned to Adam Pearce, who stood rigid, his hand instinctively going to his pocket. He pulled out his phone, the caller ID flashing unknown. The collective gasp from the audience was almost deafening. This wasn't a backstage call, this was live, in front of millions. You could see the internal struggle on his face. To answer? To ignore? To finally, publicly, confront this spectral antagonist? The suspense was unbearable. He took a deep breath, and with a defiant glare at the hard camera, he answered. Whatever was said on that other end, it visibly shook Pearce. He didn't speak, just listened, his expression a roadmap of disbelief and dawning comprehension. He slowly lowered the phone, his hand trembling. The champions, the general public, the entire WWE Universe held its breath. And then, he looked directly into the camera, a profound realization etched onto his face. But before he could utter a word, a familiar, slithering voice cut through the arena. Paul Heyman. Adam. My dear, naive Adam. You look as though you've seen a ghost. Or perhaps, heard one? A voice from the ether, guiding your hand, shaping your destiny. Oh, the poetic irony. A puppet master, unseen, unheard, yet undeniably pulling the strings of the supposed authority figure. It truly is a work of art. Paul Heyman. Of course. The architect of champions, the silver-tongued devil himself. But what did he have to do with this? Was he the caller? It seemed too obvious, and yet, with Heyman, nothing was ever truly as it seemed. Paul Heyman, you see, Adam, for weeks, you've been scrambling. You've been frustrated. You've been utterly, delightfully, lost. And all the while, the answer, or rather, the source of your enlightenment, was closer than you could possibly imagine. And now, thanks to your little public display of vulnerability, the time for secrets is over. The jig, as they say, is up. Mystery caller, Adam. It's time. Paul Heyman, you hear that, Adam? The voice of reason. The voice of strategy. The voice that has subtly, expertly, and quite brilliantly, been guiding your otherwise floundering ship. And now, with the world watching, I can finally introduce you, and everyone in the WWE Universe, to the true architect of recent successes, the one who truly understands how to orchestrate a narrative. The identity, confirmed by Heyman's own device, sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. It wasn't a former legend, not a rogue executive, not a supernatural entity. It was Paul Heyman himself, the mastermind behind the scenes, using his unparalleled intellect and strategic genius to influence the very decisions of the general manager. Paul Heyman, oh, the look on your face, Adam. Priceless. The realization that you've been a pawn in my grand scheme, a mere instrument in the symphony of controlled chaos I've been conducting. Did you truly think you were making those astute decisions on your own? Did you believe those sudden flashes of brilliance were organic? My dear boy, you've been operating on my recommendations, my whispers, my carefully curated breadcrumbs of information, all leading to my desired outcomes. Narrator, the audacity. The sheer, unadulterated arrogance of Paul Heyman was on full display. He hadn't just been advising Pearce, he had been subtly manipulating him, using his position as the general manager to further his own, as yet unrevealed, agenda. The implications were staggering. Every match, every stipulation, every championship opportunity that had been influenced by the mystery caller, now had Heyman's fingerprints all over it. OMG Heyman. I should have known. #mystery caller. This is brilliant storytelling. Heyman is a genius. Adam Pearce just got played on a global scale. Ouch. Narrator, but the question remained, why? Why go through such an elaborate charade? What was Heyman's endgame? Was it simply to gloat, to prove his intellectual superiority? Or was there something far more sinister at play, something that would fundamentally alter the power structure of WWE? I can't believe it. Heyman? All this time, it was him? That's messed up. Pearce looked like he was going to cry. It explains so much, though. Remember that tag team match? The one with the sudden no DQ stipulation? That benefited Heyman's guy hugely. This isn't just about making Pearce look bad. This is about control. Heyman is trying to run the show from the shadows. And that's precisely what it seemed to be. Paul Heyman, the quintessential disruptor, had found a new, insidious way to sow chaos and manipulate the system. He wasn't just managing talent, he was managing the entire narrative. He was the unseen author, writing the scripts for championship reigns and career-defining moments, all from the privacy of an anonymous phone call. Let's rewind. Think about those moments where Pearce made a seemingly out-of-character decision that paid off. The sudden change in a contender's tournament bracket, leading to a specific, favorable matchup. The unexpected reinstatement of a suspended superstar, who then went on a winning streak. The strategic timing of a run-in, perfectly orchestrated to shift momentum. All of it, now revealed to be Heyman's machinations. He didn't just create opportunities for his clients, he created the entire environment for their success. Adam Pearce, Heyman, you absolute. You manipulated me. You made a mockery of my position, of my authority. Paul Heyman scoffs, authority? Adam, your authority was a thin veneer, a fragile facade that I, with a few well-placed rings, could peel away at my leisure. You see, true authority isn't given, it's taken. And I, Adam, have been taking it, one anonymous call at a time. And frankly, you were quite good at following instructions. Almost as if you were programmed. The insult stung. Pearce, a man who had earned his stripes in the unforgiving world of professional wrestling, was being called a puppet. And the evidence, sadly, was undeniable. He had indeed followed the mysterious caller's advice, often to his own benefit, but ultimately, to Heyman's. The revelation wasn't just embarrassing for Pearce, it was a profound blow to the integrity of the entire administration. How could fans trust decisions if they knew a master manipulator was pulling the strings? This wasn't just a storyline, it was a crisis of confidence. Adam Pearce, I can't believe I fell for it. All those times, thinking I was making smart calls, being decisive. It was him. Every single time. Look, Adam, Heyman plays chess, not checkers. He's always 10 steps ahead. But now you know. That's your advantage. You can't fight a ghost, but you can fight a man. Narrator, the advice resonated. Pearce, though humiliated, now had a target. The invisible enemy had materialized. The game had changed. Heyman's grand reveal wasn't just an unmasking, it was a declaration of war. Paul Heyman, so, what now, you ask? What's next for the self-proclaimed wise man and his inspirations? Well, Adam Pearce, you are now free from the burden of my clandestine guidance. You are free to make your own decisions. And I assure you, the consequences of those decisions will be far more entertaining to watch. Because now, without my helping hand, your true incompetence will be laid bare for all the world to see. And that, my friends, is where the real fun begins. The implications were immediate. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of countermoves and desperate attempts by Pearce to regain control. He made bold decisions, perhaps too bold, in an effort to prove he was still his own man. But every decision was now under a microscope, every failure amplified by the shadow of Heyman's influence. The locker room was divided. Some sympathized with Pearce, understanding the psychological toll of being manipulated. Others, however, saw him as weak, a figurehead easily swayed. Heyman, of course, reveled in the chaos. He would appear on commentary, subtly dissecting Pearce's every move, his sarcastic praise more damning than any direct criticism. Paul Heyman, oh, a bold move by Adam Pearce, indeed, changing that main event to a lumberjack match. Clearly, he's thinking outside the box, or perhaps, just trying to prove he can think. Bless his little heart. The psychological warfare was relentless. Heyman wasn't just a manager, he was a strategic mastermind playing multi-dimensional game, and Pearce, whether he liked it or not, was a central piece on his chessboard. The question that lingered was this: could Pearce truly escape Heyman's shadow, or would he forever be haunted by the echoes of those anonymous calls? But Adam Pearce is a veteran. He's been in this business too long to simply roll over. The humiliation fueled a fire within him. He started to meticulously review every decision made during the mystery caller period, identifying patterns, uncovering Heyman's subtle handprints. He realized that while Heyman had influenced his choices, the seeds of those decisions often lay in existing opportunities, in the very fabric of WWE. Heyman hadn't created chaos from nothing, he had merely steered existing chaos to his advantage. Adam Pearce, no, I'm not backing down. I know his game now. And if he wants to play chess, I'm ready for the endgame. The WWE Universe, initially shocked, now watched with bated breath. The dynamic had shifted. Heyman, once the unseen puppet master, was now exposed, his tactics revealed. Pearce, once the unwitting puppet, was now a man on a mission, fueled by revenge and a desire to reclaim his autonomy. This wasn't just about winning, it was about redemption. The culmination of this saga, at least for now, would come in a high-stakes match where Pearce himself, stripped of his general manager attire, would step back into the ring, not as a competitor, but as the corner man for a hand-picked team of superstars who had been directly impacted by Heyman's manipulations. It was a proxy war, a battle of wits and wills, with Heyman himself in the opposing corner. The stakes were clear: if Pearce's team won, Heyman would be banned from all decision-making processes, losing his backstage influence entirely. If Heyman's team won, he would be given a permanent, official advisory role to Pearce, essentially becoming the true power behind the throne. This isn't just a match, this is the ultimate grudge between Adam Pearce and Paul Heyman. Commentator B. Heyman's entire strategy exposed, and now Pearce fighting to reclaim his authority. Narrator: the match was a spectacle of raw emotion and tactical brilliance. Every move was a chess move, every near fall a heart-stopping moment. Pearce, from ringside, visibly guided his team, his passion undeniable. Heyman, ever the showman, taunted and strategized, his smug confidence unwavering. The crowd was on its feet, chanting, roaring, fully invested in the outcome. This wasn't just about the wrestlers in the ring, it was about the battle for the soul of WWE. Could integrity prevail against cunning? Could raw determination overcome insidious manipulation? Referee, loud, clear: 1, 2, 3. Victory! Adam Pearce's team had done it. The roar of the crowd was deafening, a collective release of tension and triumph. Heyman stood stunned, his usual smirk replaced by a look of genuine shock and frustration. Pearce, on the other hand, let out a primal yell, a cathartic release of weeks of humiliation and anger. He had faced the architect, and for once, Heyman's grand design had crumbled. The victory was sweeter than any championship. It was a victory for integrity, for transparency, and for the notion that even the most cunning schemes can be undone by perseverance and a refusal to be a puppet. Paul Heyman's influence was curbed, his shadowy power diminished, at least for now. Adam Pearce: Paul Heyman, you tried to play me. You tried to make a fool of me. But what you taught me, in your twisted little game, is that sometimes, even a whisper can be a shout. And now, this message is loud and clear: I run this show. And if you ever try to pull strings again, you'll find there are no puppets here. Only people who fight back. The crowd erupted in cheers, a testament to Pearce's resilience and newfound respect. The mystery caller had been unmasked, his machinations exposed, and while Heyman would always be a looming threat, Pearce had finally taken back control of his own narrative. The saga of the mystery caller may have reached its dramatic climax, but in the unpredictable world of WWE, nothing ever truly ends. Paul Heyman, a strategist to his core, will undoubtedly plot his next move. Adam Pearce, now wiser and more resilient, will be ready. And the WWE Universe, forever captivated by the twists and turns of this incredible sport, will be watching, waiting for the next ring, the next revelation, the next chapter in this unfolding drama. What were your thoughts on Heyman's shocking reveal? Did you suspect him all along, or were you completely blindsided? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Wrestling Apocalypse for more in-depth analyses and mind-blowing content, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single moment of the wrestling world's most captivating stories. Until next time, Apocalypse faithful, stay vigilant, stay informed, and keep watching, because in WWE, the biggest twists are often just a phone call away.